Okay. I'm running low on stories, but not because I don't have the stories. It's just I can't remember what I've already said, and I don't want to repeat myself. I know I haven't said this one yet. Um, so when I was, I don't know, 24 or so, I was all in. I mean, I wasn't like the total punk rock, you know, aficionado guy with the mohawk, none of that. But I did used to go to punk shows, and they influenced me sociologically to, fight the law, whatever. And so I did. I was riding a motorcycle, a Honda CB 750F. It was a piece of junk, but um, I mean, and I was an idiot. I'm not gonna lie, I was just so dumb back then. I used to ride up and down PCH from San Diego to Orange County with just flip flops on and swim trunks and nothing else, sunglasses. Yeah, and just dumb. I was just so dumb. Um, and we used to do the stupidest things. I'm surprised that I survived, and I'm surprised that other people that I knew survived. Is that right? Yeah, look at that green dot. So, yeah, I was surprised that, I mean, how we all made it, I don't know. Uh, but at one point, I was driving, and this is over like 20 years ago. This is in, I guess, 88, I guess, would be the start of all this. But, yeah, I was riding my motorcycle, and, again, just with, on the 5, the rush hour traffic, I believe I was intoxicated. I was wearing cargo pants, and I had beers in my cargo pockets, and I was hurrying because it was dusk, and all I had was sunglasses. I didn't want things flying in my eyes, so I was hurrying, going in and out of traffic, and a cop pulled me over and gave me a ticket, and my I fought the law thing kicked in, and I didn't pay it, and I got a warrant, and um, went for 7 years without any insurance or registration or license, none of that. Uh, yeah, so I drove all around the United States to shouldn't laugh about this, it's horrible. But yeah, I drove to Missouri and then New Mexico for a while, and Nevada and Utah for a bit. But during that time, I got into an accident. Somebody ran into me and got a new car. And the guy's dad was all complaining that I didn't have a license and insurance and all that. But whatever, he ran into me. But yeah, and then I went to they made me go to a drug class that maybe they wanted me to do the serenity prayer, and I was already an atheist is all it could be. They said you have to have a higher power, and my point was, even if I go outside in the rain and I have an umbrella, the umbrella's not higher power, I got the umbrella. And this fight went on and on and on, and finally I passed the drug class, but I was on probation still, and the probation officer said, honestly, Brian, you can't be driving around the United States without a license and insurance and registration. And I carried on. I went to Utah for a while, and at one point, I just quit drinking. They said you have a drinking problem, and because I got a DUI during this time, also. sorry, I'm not telling the story in chronological order. In Missouri, I got a DUI. I was working at KC Masterpiece and got invited out by the haughty waitress staff and got a DUI. I was just being an idiot. My only DUI. But, that was in Missouri, and then I was on probation, and they said, yeah, you gotta, Brian, honestly, you can't be driving around. And then I drove on to Utah, and then I drove on to Nevada, and I was living in Nevada for a while. On my way to meet this girl, I got pulled over. I pulled over several times. I even got into that accident. But I got pulled over a bunch of times, and they just let me go. And then finally, the girl I was seeing that in Nevada, we moved down to Huntington Beach, California, and because of a bunch of stuff that happened with her son and my niece, and just, drama, absolute drama. So we were all living together and all that, and we were working at Olive Garden, and all three of us were working at an Olive Garden that was quite a ways away, and she caught pleurisy, so I had to drive, and I was saying, I feel bad about this, I don't know, don't feel good about this, but to go pick up her son at Olive Garden that was like probably about 15 miles away from our house. Well, of course, we got popped on the way back, and I got a ticket for driving without insurance and registration, yada yada. And I went to court and I fought it, and the cop didn't show up, and they threw it out of 7 years later. They threw it out of court. I had to pay $250. I got my license back. I couldn't believe it. So after all that, I fought the law and I won, and I based my career off of driving. After all that, to icing on the cake. And now, I have license. I don't have that thing in my head where I got to fight the law or whatever. But I was in the wrong. I'm not gonna lie. But I did. I beat the law. I fought the law and I won. Yeah, but I don't know. We're only at 8. It's tough filling up 10 minutes worth of content. So, then after that, when I was driving a cab, there was times when I would move and they would send me stuff saying that my license was suspended. So I'd have to stop driving for a while, but then I'd get it back, pay the $270, whatever it is. But I got into it with DMV saying, this is my life. What are you doing? This is my career. And they just didn't care. But they didn't, obviously I'd moved. I didn't know that my license was suspended. If I did, I would have taken care of it. It's not like I didn't have the money or the, interest in doing this. It's interesting staring at the screen light to make it so that I'm not staring off the screen. So, during the motorcycle, I was just so dumb back then. Just so dumb. I used to ride around, and it was beautiful. I'm not going to lie. It was like flying. It was free. Driving the back roads down in San Diego, down like Camp Pendleton. The only reason I moved to San Diego is so that I could be nearer to 91X, the radio station, which you can get that online. But it was just they're a really good radio station. But anyways, we're going on to 10 seconds left until it's 10 minutes. But that was a story. It had to do with cab driving. Sure, I drove a cab after that. After all that, I drove a cab. Anyways, 10 minutes. Bye.